The Marshal and Chief Executive of the Federal Road Safety Commission, FRSC Dauda Ali Biu, has assured Nigerians that the agency will ensure that lives are saved and the roads are safe during the yuletide season. This the Corps Marshal says will ensure that rules and regulations are enforced and speed limit is brought down across the country. According to the Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, the federal road accidents caused by speeding cars account for over 50% of crashes. And to make Nigerian roads safe, thereby making roads users enjoy this yuletide season, the Federal Road Safety Corps has taken various measures, and these measures will be elaborated in our studio by no other person than the Deputy Corps Commander and Head of National Traffic Radio 107.1 FM, DCC Honey Ogundayo. Welcome to the program, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Merry Christmas, of course.
Same to you.
So you're an essential worker just like we are, so which means that during times like this, especially holidays, we're out on the field doing our jobs. But then again, what would you say should be the priority for those who decide or who have decided to embark on journeys, especially during Yuletide seasons like this?
Thank you very much. Let me first of all greet everybody, felicitate with the Christian, and say, hope they had a Merry Christmas, wishing them a happy and prosperous New Year.
Indeed.
So talking about people that will be traveling, you know, this particular period is a special period for us in the FRSC, not because it's Yuletide, but because it's a period whereby we must ensure that everybody going on the road is safe. And the Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety, just like you have just read, has made sure that everything is in place. Personnel, logistics have been, distributed all over the nation to ensure that everybody arrives safely to their destinations. And, let me also inform us that all staff are outside, all the personnel are outside, patrol operatives, people that are controlling traffic. Based on that, we have about 16 traffic control camps. We have 26 help areas. We have 59 zebra points whereby people can quickly get help. Even the clinics, roadside clinics, yes, have been activated, okay, so that in case there's anything, prompt rescue.
All right. So let's say I'm a traveler and I'm preparing to travel for. It's already past Christmas, so let's say New Year. I celebrated Christmas here, so I'm traveling for New Year. I intend traveling with my family in my very small sedan. What are those things that you would expect that I must take as key priority to ensure that I have a safe trip from my home to my destination?
All right. First thing that we always advise people, travelers, is think of the journey you are going. It's not that maybe you just want to you have an appointment by maybe 10 o'clock and you are leaving your house by 9:30. And now when you get on the road, you are speeding, excessive speeding. Because we have seen that excessive speeding is one of the major problems we have on the road. People will not plan their journeys. Then when they get on the road, they want to get to their destination very quickly. So before you leave your home, you must think of the loved ones that you are leaving behind. Either you are going with them or you are leaving them behind. You must think of them. You must think of all other road users also, because it's a shared responsibility on the road. Not even only human beings are on the road. We also have animals using the roads. So you must think of all these things. You must prepare yourself. Make sure you check your vehicle, that your vehicle does not have any mechanical deficiency. Because, people will just put vehicles on the road, then that the vehicle will start smoking, causing obstruction on the road. Many other things can happen. So we advise people, before you go on the road, check your vehicle, make sure everything is okay before you even embark on the journey, in order to have a safe journey.
So do you have, say, a number for people to, reach out in case if they are in dilemma about the road safety, guide, in order to get it before they even start, embarking on journeys? Because we've seen a situation whereby someone would be driving and they think they have all the necessary kits and knowledge, on driving, but then they get stopped by, some of the road safety officials, of course, and then they start noticing that they have missed out on a lot of things. So is there anything that someone can really reach out to you people in order to know those guidelines?
Yes, we have some special numbers, dedicated numbers. First, let me talk about the number that we have that we call 122. It's a toll-free number. When you call this number, nobody is going to charge you for anything, because we say that road safety is a shared responsibility. As you are going on the road, you can meet with any obstruction, you can meet with anything, you can meet even with a crash. You can quickly call us on that number 122. It's a toll-free number. When you call the number, nobody will charge you anything. Then we also have the number of National Traffic Radio. We have it because we transmit 24 hours, so we're always there. So if you call the number, we also call the call center. So the number of the National Traffic Radio is 080 52 99 8090.
Okay, so it's going to be displayed on the screen shortly. Perhaps you should call it one more time, so for the sake of our viewers and for the sake of the technical crew to get the number again.
Okay, that's that of the National Traffic Radio. 080
yes
52
yes
99
yes
8090.
Okay, so thank God we have somebody from the Federal Road Safety Corps here. It's very easy, and I've seen countless situations where vehicles will be stopped, in the middle of a trip by road safety officials. And one major thing I noticed, you don't have a fire extinguisher. Why? So thank God you are here, like I said earlier. What are some of those things that a road user, a vehicle owner must have in their vehicle before commenting? Now, you already spoke about ensuring that the car itself is in the best condition possible before embarking on it. So what are those other things that should be in the car to ensure that nobody prays for anything bad to happen, of course, but you cannot stop it from happening? So in situations where it happens, what are those things that these road users must have in their vehicles to ensure that the situation is brought under control in the interim, before more help comes?
Okay, thank you very much. Talking about the must-have in the vehicle, let's start with the seat belt. Most people, they even have it in their vehicle, but for them to just use it, it's a problem. And we tell people that seat belt saves life. It's not only when you see officials of road safety on the road that you want to be using the seat belt. You're using it for yourself and your loved ones. So seat belt is one of the must-have. You must make sure that you have your side mirrors, because you need to see your sides, you need to see your back, you need to see your front. Then, there's something we even say in the balance of FRSC, that you must think for the person in your front, think for the person at your back, and by your both sides. Because if you don't have side mirror, how do you see your back? How do you see your sides? Then also, your wipers must be working. Your wipers must be working. They're now talking about this fire extinguisher. You that you have gotten money to buy a vehicle, why won't you put a fire extinguisher inside the vehicle? It's very important, because we have seen cases whereby people will be helpless looking at their vehicles burning and no help at that particular time because there is no fire extinguisher. So it's very important they also have fire extinguisher.
Okay. And I think there's also these triangles, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, there is a lot that people get confused about. The first time I heard of, you need a blade, like a razor blade in the car,
of course,
in case of the seatbelt get hooked, because we all saw the situation. I'll never forget when the train hit that lady. Yes, she was already heated, and then and she got so confused. She was struggling to get it off. So I know about that one, and it's something that a lot of people don't really know, that they need to have at least a blade in the car. So there is need for a lot of that, and that is why I was asking earlier about the safety and the numbers that someone can call in order to learn that knowledge. But let's talk about statistics now. Would you say that the number of road accidents that happened last year's festive period has been minimized a lot in this 2023?
Sorry, before I go to that, let me still talk about the things needed in the vehicle.
Okay.
Just like you said, we need blade. You also need torchlights, because you might be traveling, you don't even intend to travel in the night, but one thing or the other can lead to you still being on the road in the night for you to check one thing or the other. You need torchlight. Then those cones, the see caution, in case you have a breakdown, you need to inform or let other people, other road users know about this. You know, most of the time we see people cutting grasses on the road.
Yes.
It's not enough. And even after cutting the grasses, you see that after finishing with it, they leave it on the road. And people will not know, will be wondering what's in the front there. So please, we need this caution. And when you have it and you also cut grasses to aid it, please remove the grasses
when you're done.
When you are done. Then talking about reduction in road traffic crashes, you know, I can say authoritatively that this year is better than that of last year, because the Marshal has put so many things in place. You know, we have many things now that can even aid us, because we go on public enlightenment 24/7, either on the radio or the one we do one-on-one to advise motorists, to talk to them, because at times motorists, they know about all these things, but they need somebody to remind them, to tell them, please drive safely to stay alive, remember that your loved ones are at home, you know, all those things. So Marshal has put so many things in place. Even technologically, we have body cameras, we have vehicles that have cameras on them, so we capture everything on the road. So somebody that is, you know, going on the road, just moving here and there, not following lane discipline, somebody that is not wearing seat belts, somebody that is that the vehicle is overloaded, somebody that is having excessive speed, we see all these things. So we caution them and we make sure that, you know, because only the living celebrates.
Indeed.
You'll be surprised that somebody that you see in the morning, in the evening, you ask after that person, that person has been involved in a crash. Then you continue to wonder, maybe the hand is broken or the leg is broken. That's if the person is lucky. So we are telling people that please try as much as possible to drive, to stay alive. Stay alive to take care of your children, stay alive to take care of your family, because if even people around will say, I will help you, I will take care of your children, it cannot be as if when you are alive yourself to do all these things.
Yes, indeed. So when I mentioned all the must-haves, the first thing you mentioned was the seatbelt, and you know it caught my attention because I immediately remember the frenzy that a lot of these commercial drivers, you know, run into when they see officers of the Federal Road Safety, you know, by the roadside. They immediately start pulling and struggling, and it speaks to how they look and see the seatbelts. They don't wear the seatbelts because of their safety. They wear the seatbelts because they see the, you know, road safety officers. So my question now is, yes, is the Federal Road Safety Corps doing anything to change this because it's a bad narrative, obviously, and if you don't wear if you cannot wear your seatbelts to save your lives, I think there should be some form of sanctions. So I don't know if the road safety has in any way increased or improved, or, you know, is doing something to add more pressure upon more Nigerians to see that it's not really about us, the officers. Whether you wear your seatbelt or not will not affect me, will rather affect you. So the more you wear it, the safer you are. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. You know, what we tell people when we meet them on the road is that anything you are doing, you are not doing it because of the officer. Even when you are trying to do it, immediately you cite the officers or other personnel on the road, you know, it can cause this crash that we're even talking about. So don't do it because you are seeing any personnel, maybe the police, the road safety and other stakeholders on the road. Do it for yourself. It's very important because after using the seatbelt, it saves lives. You wouldn't know in case there is a crash, you know, there's an emergency, you know, you will not fall from through the glass. But if you didn't use the seatbelt, you can be surprised what will happen in case there's an emergency, there's a crash, you just flew from the vehicle. You'll be surprised. You know, at times we get to some scenes, some crashes that have happened, then you'll be wondering, where is this vehicle coming from? Do you say this vehicle is coming from Lagos side?
You just cannot.
Why is it now facing this? You know, you'll be surprised. So please, information is power, and that's why we go about talking to people. Any opportunity that we have, we used to talk to people, advise them. This seatbelt is very important to our lives. Don't wear it because you are seeing any officer on the road. Wear it because of your own safety.
Okay. I mean, Nigerians are they believe that when you ask a common Nigerian, why you not wearing your seatbelt, like, it's stressing me. I'm like, no, the people that created the car will never do something that would suffocate you. I mean, it's so comfortable, so you should get used to it. It's just, it boils down to discipline anyways. But
yes, sorry, even the pregnant women, we advise them to wear the seatbelt. It's only when you are reversing, you are advised not to wear the seatbelt. So
in order to see. Okay, so there's something I see people do quickly on this seatbelt, where if you're in a stock traffic, people tend to remove it. Is that advisable? People say in case if something quick happened, they can at least leave their vehicle quickly. Is that advisable?
Well. You know, there's everything that has an advantage also have the disadvantage. But the advantage of wearing supersedes that of not wearing. Because even when you are, you know, stuck in a traffic, in case, you know, an oncoming vehicle or there's an emergency, what do? So it's always better to wear it. Just like you said, it's not that it's not too comfortable. It's even comfortable. When you wear it correctly, it's comfortable.
Yes. Okay, so...
All right. There is this thing that Nigerians are noticing, you know, when drivers would be, say we have commercial driver in front of you, and that person is even overloading about 2 people in front of the car. But then the road safety officials are more keen on personal owners, you know, of their car. There is that situation. We see that, and people say, why are they not probing the commercialists as much as they're probing people with personally? Because we want to hear from you. Defend yourself.
I want to say that's probably a misconception because, you know, if I stop you on the road and I'm talking to you, you know, courtesy demands that I finish speaking with you before I jump to go and meet another person. So I cannot just leave you and start running after another person. It means we are not doing anything. So when we have stopped you, it's possible that somebody that committed an infraction is already passing, you know, but I'm still with you.
Of course. Maybe
advising you or telling you one thing or the other that you need to know. Then, you know, it's not possible to jump at another person. So it's a misconception that people feel that it's only maybe we leave the commercial vehicles. No, because they even carry more passengers. So we are so much interested in them because we only have one driver. At times we can have 18 passengers.
Indeed.
So we are interested in their lives also.
So speaking about misconceptions, I'm happy that she mentioned that word because I know a lot of our viewers would want to hear this. Who has the responsibility of checking vehicle papers and everything relating to traffic and road usage? Is it the police? Is it the VIO? Is it the road safety? Or is it all of them? You know, for the sake of our viewers, I know because a lot of Nigerians have gone through all sorts of stress. I have to use that. In fact, a couple of days ago, my younger brother was stopped. And he was in a vehicle and the driver was accosted by the police on the account that he didn't have a driver's license. Now, he had provided a driver's permit, he said, was given to him by the VIO officials who were processing his driver's license at the time, but the police said that will not pass. So I need an understanding for the sake of myself, my younger brother, his driver, and the teaming viewers who are watching this program, so we understand better.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You know, every organization, every military, paramilitary have their uniqueness. So talking about who has the right to check, I think it's everybody.
Okay.
But I would like to dwell more on road safety.
Okay.
But every other paramilitary, military, you know, have also rights to check all these things because we are working together in collaboration. So talking about FRSC, we have powers to check your vehicle papers. We want to know, at times, if you have committed an infraction and probably I didn't want to take your vehicle from you, you know, I can ask to check your papers. Maybe they're even genuine. We need to even know. Maybe you are licensed to drive because some people, they just take vehicles, they didn't go to driving school. That's why you see some crashes on the road. Somebody that just maybe was a conductor before, he just graduated to be a driver overnight without going through the right process. So we need to know and check. Then at times we collect these papers in lieu of your vehicle. Yes.
Okay.
So why are Nigerians scared whenever they see the uniform officials in general?
Yeah.
Immediately they approach it. Sometimes, even if you know that you have everything, there is this fear. Immediately you see them.
Doubt.
Why is that? And there is this notion police is your friend. So definitely, just like I'm approaching you, I should feel at ease. I should feel safe. You know, I should feel that I could easily stop by and ask for direction or for help in case if my car breaks down.
The first thing that comes out of a commercial driver's mouth is these people again. I don't know.
Why is that happening?
That's another misconception.
Okay, I think it's good to clear all these misconceptions today.
You know, just like you said, that police is your friend. Road safety is your friend.
Okay.
You know, at times when we stop some people on the road, it's not only about arresting. It's not only about, okay, I'm taking you to the office, I'm collecting this from you, like your papers and the rest. No, at times it's travel advisory. Oh, don't go through that route. So things happening there. Then we talk to people. So it's for Nigerians to know that we are your friends on the road. We are there for safety. Please don't be afraid. Immediately you see any road safety personnel on the road, just be happy. Be happy.
Maybe we'll demand to see smiles on your faces when approaching your
Nigerians.
Then let me also talk about even the people that we are meeting on the road. You know, immediately you stop somebody, the person will just push his face because the person believes that, okay,
you're here to stress me.
You're here to stress me. You're here to arrest me. No, please let us smile. Let us appreciate the work the officials are also doing on the road.
They're there for a reason, indeed.
All right, there is something your officials, some of them do, that Nigerians have noticed. When you're driving, they come in the middle of the road, and sometimes it tends to cause a hold up in that area. While most Nigerians are angry about that situation, because you come in and instead you see someone in the middle of a highway stopping people. Why is that happening? Is it in a situation of search and exactly
stop and check?
So stop and check a situation. But why is it happening?
Okay, you know, all our officials are well trained. And nobody's supposed to just go and stand in the middle of the road, you know.
Just like that.
Just like that. You know, somebody that wants to stop you will have start giving you sign.
Okay, from a distance.
From a distance. And you too, you need to slow down. When you are approaching maybe a point, a junction, or where you are sighted men and women on the road, I'm talking about officials either road safety or other professionals on the road. You know, the courtesy there is you also slow down. You also slow down. We have had cases whereby, you know, some vehicles, they will not even mind to say, I will just eat this person on the road. No, the person is doing his or her own work. What we are saying is that our men are not supposed to just come and stop you abruptly, just stand in the middle of the road like that. No, we must have been giving you sign from afar. And at times, just like I said earlier, it's not only about arresting, it's about talking to you, advising you, telling you one thing or the other, giving you travel advisory, tell you, you know, there's some things that you need to know.
Okay, DCC Honey, please, there's this one I want to ask you before you go. I'm happy that I remembered it, and that's the issue of subjecting drivers who breach certain traffic infractions to psychiatric evaluation. I know the previous Marshal Oyeyemi had mentioned something around that if you, for any reason, you know, for some reason rather, commit certain road infractions, because you know that you shouldn't be doing that, you'll be subjected to some psychiatric or psychological analysis to determine whether you are sane to drive. I don't know whether there is an update on that, because I feel that would help a lot. If you're someone sane, you should know that there are certain infractions you shouldn't commit. For example, nobody should tell you to use your seatbelt, right? Nobody should tell you that there are proper ways you should overtake oncoming vehicles, right? So, which means if you should do certain things and you're subjected to these things, it will look like an insult to you. So, please, what's the update on that?
You see,
I know this is going to be funny, but I really want to, because I didn't hear anything about that anymore.
Yes, you see, what we actually tell people is attitude did not change. Just like you said now. I would rather say psychological analysis. Because, you know, at times you see some things, you'll be surprised. Why did you do this?
Exactly.
How did it happen? You know, You carry human beings with goats, with animals. You know, you see people sitting down on top of. Are you not
trailers.
Afraid of your lives? You know, so talking about this thing, we need attitudinal change. And I'm sure that's why that thing came up. Because people need to change from the way they behave while on the road. We want a saner society. We want whereby people, we go on the road, you enjoy the road experience. You know, because the theme for this year is speed thrills but kills. Drive responsibly. Avoid overloading. Yes, speed thrills but kills. Because you can see, at times you'll be going on the road, just because maybe you want to overtake somebody, then the person will now start accelerating.
Yes,
he doesn't want you to overtake. Why?
Viewers,
all right,
speed thrills but kills.
Indeed.
Avoid overloading.
All right, I have this question for you. Now, you mentioned at the beginning of the discussion that there's been a lot put in place, you know, for this festive season. So what are the updates for the past 3 days? What would you say that, you know, your officials has encountered, and how would you say you're able to manage this year's, you know, safety on the road?
Yes, thank you very much. You know, for this year, things has been going on smoothly because we have the feasibility is 100% on the road. Immediately there's an obstruction, they are there to clear it. There's, you know, there are men and women on the road controlling traffic so that people can have smooth journeys. Then we have 24 hours rescue services in place in case, most likely along all these critical routes, in case there's anything, there's any information, we quickly get there to save lives. Because in road safety balance, there's something that we say, you know, and trying to tell people now that when you are on the road, no need to start claiming rights. Because when we get to a crash scene or accident scene, we don't ask who is right, we ask who is left, so that our people can promptly rescue these people with the ambulance to the nearby, you know, clinics to help them to survive.
So when you're in an accident scene, you don't ask who is right, you ask who is left. There's a lot of wisdom in that statement, and that is the reason why Nigerians should be very careful when it comes to driving. Your safety is paramount. When you see road safety officials on the road, know that they are your friends. They are not your enemy. They are there for you just like you're there for them. So when you see them, like DCC Honey said, well, put a smile on your face. Say good morning, say good afternoon, say good evening to them. Perhaps you'll be just on your way as soon as you encounter them. With that, this is Honey. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's Christmas. You're wearing your uniform. I would have said I expected chicken, but then here we are. Thank you so much for joining Daybreak this morning.